Hello, welcome to Show Love. I'm Bronwyn Murphy. Fitness, exercise, it's all alien to me, but oh so important for both body and mind. Recently, I've given in to the fact that I need to catch up and get with the programme. Comes very easy to some, you know who you are, and less easy to others, of which I fall into that camp. Now, for all of you out there a little nervous, battling with your confidence, there are people who want to help and teach a way to feel good, to feel strong and feel positive, and that you belong with them. The ladies at SPN in Tunbridge Wells, Jaime, Cooke and Sarah Gorman, talk a bit about their exciting classes. Jaime recovered from a terrible accident and studied and taught and teamed up with Sarah, a fitness instructor, on Davina McCall's exercise DVDs and created SPN, Soul Power Nutrition. I've never been anywhere like it. Sam Hipperson loves it so much that she attends most days of the week, and having halved her size and made her broken foot stronger, they are all an inspiration. Today I'm joined by Jaime Cooke, Sarah Gorman and Sam Hipperson, who run the amazing SPN, as Jaime and Sarah do, and Sam is their favourite client, I'd say, or their most enthusiastic client.
Most enthusiastic, maybe.
SPN is in Tunbridge Wells. It's a fitness studio that does spin, bar, boxing, Pilates and much more. These are words that to you are like, just saying, black, white, red and blue. Some people don't know what they are. So would you mind explaining some of the things that SPN do?
So we're a boutique fitness studio, and basically we teach classes in spin, like you said, indoor cycling, which is done in a dark room, DJ lights and a booming sound system. And then we also have a floor studio where we teach barre, which is like a ballet-based workout, good for toning, boxing, power boxing, which is a boxing workout, again, good for toning upper body and cardio fitness. We do Pilates, yoga, TRX. So we try to encompass like all areas of fitness.
So the spin bit, which is in the bottom in the dark, which is great for people like me that are a little bit nervous about doing exercise. You have like lights flashing and you're on a DJ booth going, go on, go faster, you could do this, to really good music or whatever.
Yeah.
So that spin is when you're on a bike. Yes. And you just ride fast, but you do things on the bike as well.
Yeah, it's not necessarily riding fast. It's really building cardio fitness on the bike. So it's low impact. So it's really good for people who have back issues or knee issues because you're not bouncing. It's really good for creating strength in the body as well, because sometimes you'll do a track which is heavier. So you're maybe in a hill climb, so you're using, muscle. We also incorporate upper body with hand weights. So we always have a weights track where you're also working, into the arms as well. So it's not all just about the legs.
And it goes on for, 45 minutes?
45 minutes. Well, we do 45, 60 and a 90.
Oh, a 90 minutes? Blimey, you're so fit. and it's kind of nice because you're in a team of people. You can't really see each other, but you know that they're all there, right? It's like a really good group thing, yeah?
It's all about community. I think, it's...
what the whole thing behind SPN was about creating a community, wasn't it? And we really try and push that in all of the classes. So yes, downstairs you're in a dark room, but you're together and you're all in it together. Yeah. And the instructor is, saying, come on, let's work together and encouraging and helping. But no one's looking at your scores or looking at your, oh, you're not going fast enough, you're not doing this. It is encouraging.
And if you cheat, you're cheating yourself, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because I think I cheated my first one. I was like, I'm only cheating myself. Come on.
Yeah, good. Yeah. And then I think upstairs is different because it isn't a darkened room. It's an open, beautiful kind of light space.
And it looks like a ballet studio, like you said.
Yeah, I
mean, with the bar and the mirror.
More hardcore once you actually start getting in there. Less of the ballet, more of the.
And what is bar? How do you explain that?
So bar, it's called bar because you have a physical bar, and the bar is there as almost like a piece of equipment. So you use it to steady yourself. It's to create the balance. You're not grabbing onto it. That's you're not supposed to be kind of holding on to it for dear life. But so if you're up on your toes, it just creates that extra bit of stability for the body. So the core is working, but you're also using that bar. So then you can lift a leg. And the bar classes that we do, the LFT classes,
Again, what's that mean?
LFT is an abbreviation for lift.
Right.
So all our classes have an abbreviated term.
Yes.
3-letter.
Like SPN.
SPN.
Right,
Soul
okay.
Power Nutrition.
Yes,
Our
and that's
spin
what it stands
classes
for, right?
are RDE, so it's a ride. Lift, LFT is the bar, PWR is power, etc., etc.
I've only
And so
just worked that out. And it's bloody genius.
Clever, isn't it? So the bar classes are like Jaime was saying, they are massively strengthening classes, but they are toning. There is an element of cardio in there. It's not hard on the body. You're not, pounding your joints all the time.
I will bring you in a minute, Sam. I know you're sitting in the end not saying anything. Just a couple of other things. Boxing, I love it when you talk about what you do because you're so passionate and it's lovely. And I'm like, one day I'm going to be able to do this stuff. Yeah. The boxing is something that I really enjoyed with you, that you put on like little boxing gloves.
We use half-kilo weighted gloves in that class. I mean, it really does help build the strength, and you sweat massively in that class, don't you? And
even when you just tense, then your muscles I can see them in your arm. It's amazing.
Do you know what I love about that class is the endorphins that it releases, and people come out and they do in the ride classes and they do in the other classes, but those ones, because of the music and because of the way that those classes are run, people's endorphins are through the roof, and that's why those two classes are the ones that we put with a DJ. So sometimes we do them with a live DJ, and so people are like they've been to a club. And they are coming out, it's like, oh my God, let's go out.
Yeah.
And your endorphins are racing, and there's dancing in there, and there's standing Pilates, and there's the boxing. So you do it, you are jabbing, you are doing a cross, you are doing combos, hooks, uppercuts, lower jabs, all these different things. But you're doing a massive boxing combination, and then suddenly you realise that you're dancing and you're kind of doing something completely
and that's
different,
really
graceful,
fun.
And
you're both very good teachers, I have to say. You do. Sam will testify to this. You do both make you feel like you are part of the group, and it doesn't matter how fit you are, and you come out smiling like I've really achieved something. It's really great, and it's not just for the Tunbridge Wells Massive, even though it's there. You can come from all over, right? I came for quite a while, away. So. Let's quickly move on to your most enthusiastic student. What's your favourite class, Sam?
Oh my God, I don't have one.
You do all of them, don't you?
Yeah, kind of. I try and do one of each a week. So I do a spin.
So how many's that in a week that you're doing then? So it's about 7, right? 6, 5?
5.
Yeah.
So, no, I don't do all of them.
Yeah.
I do a spin on a Monday, I do Pilates on a Tuesday, then I do a bar on a Thursday, never go in on a Wednesday, apart from maybe sometimes Wednesday night for very chilled Pilates. It's a really, really chill class. And then boxing on a Friday and yoga.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but that is a really good point, because it is about mind. It is about everything. And I think exercise is so powerful for your mental health. And we talk about that with our clients a lot. And I think that's been something for you, hasn't it, Sam? That has
Massively.
It's been very big.
I think a lot of people come to our studio initially because they want physical. They think, I need to lose weight, or I want to get fit, or I want more flexibility, or I want to get stronger. And they start out thinking it's a physical thing.
Yeah.
But actually, what you get from it is so much more than that.
Yeah.
I think you after a few classes, you realize, wow, I'm feeling really good. It's a mental thing as well. It's
Absolutely.
an emotional thing. And also the fact that we really focus on the community aspect at SPN, you feel like you belong somewhere.
Yeah.
You feel like you're part of a group.
Well, there will be a lot of people that will be sitting at home feeling a bit fat. I know. And Sam was in a place where I am now a while back, where wasn't feeling particularly confident in herself. And you would look at you two, who are completely fit and look like you've got it all sussed and everything, and go, they won't want to help me or whatever. But you really do welcome everybody like us, right?
So absolutely that.
Yeah.
It worries us that if people think it's not that, that when, you hear sometimes, it's the place where, you've got to look like this, or you've got to be in a particular way or something. And it's not, it's the opposite of that, And if there's anything we can put out there, everybody is welcome. Get in there,
Yeah. SBN, Tunbridge Wells, come
It took
along.
me 6 weeks to work up the courage to call Jaime when I first
That's
started.
what I mean. Like it because from an outsider, you project these things onto people, and it isn't like that at all.
I'd never seen a picture. I'd seen some stuff on Instagram, but I was in such a bad place that I just thought I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And I knew I needed to do something, and it literally took me 6 weeks to call her. And
well, do you want to quickly tell us how you had broken your foot? And
so I'd had a really bad foot injury, snapped my foot, couldn't walk for about a year, had been heading down a path of, I'm not sure what to call it, before, put on a lot of weight, and knew I needed to get myself together. Was kind of about to sign up to a programme when I broke my foot, so couldn't. And then had a year literally on the sofa with my husband doing all the cooking and feeding me classics like steak pie with macaroni, cheese and a mashed potato. I kid you not. On
you
one
lucky
plate,
thing.
On one plate, steak pie, macaroni, cheese, mashed potato. I mean, talk about comfort food. It was amazing, but it really wasn't great for the figure at all. So I had a year of that, and then eventually my consultant, I just kept saying to him, look, you've got to let me do something. I feel so shit about myself. And eventually he said, you can try a static bike. So alongside this, I had read Davina's Lessons I've Learned book, and something in that, I don't know what, but something in it triggered me to think I've actually got to pull myself together, because there's only one way this is going, and it's down a hill very, very fast. So I started following her on Instagram, just out of interest, and saw that she went to this place that did this like crazy cycling. I'd never done a spin class in my life, didn't really know what it involved.
I hadn't until last year either.
And it's a shock, isn't it?
Fucking brilliant.
Amazing. And thought, okay, well that looks quite fun. Around the same time, my consultant said, okay, if you really must do something, you can try a static bike. Borrowed an exercise bike, put it in the bedroom, Sky TV in front of me, bed behind me, like 5 seconds on the bike, thought, oh my God, I'm going to die, lay down, end of. It was never going to work. So had to find something else. So looked up, thought I'd try and find out this place where Davina goes. It looks like fun. You know.
So you'd seen Davina McCall on Instagram and were like,
I knew she lives near me.
Yeah.
And having read her book, that led me to following her on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then just saw this cycling place and thought, well, that looks more fun than just going on an exercise bike in a gym or whatever. And I clearly need some help motivating myself, because doing it in the bedroom is never going to work. And worked out where it was, because Jaime didn't advertise at all then, did you? It was very early days, no advertisement, thought I didn't know anybody that went there. I thought, this looks perfect. And then spent 6 weeks working up the courage to call her to
book it in.
To book it in. So I think I spent about half an hour dribbling onto you on the phone, didn't I? I can't do it. I'm too unfit and I'm too fat.
And I bet she was so welcoming.
I can't do it. And about half an hour later, I said, so basically the problem is I think I'm too unfit to get fit and I'm too fat to get fit. So
these are really normal
which
blocks,
is a lot of people out there will be thinking that.
People put blocks, boundaries, constantly.
Yeah.
These are, but we know, you hear this all the time.
Or they say, I'll come to you when I'm fit.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
what's
but
the
we'll
point of
help
that?
you get fit.
Yeah.
We're going to help you on the journey.
Yeah.
So I kind of dribbled on for about half an hour, and then Jaime said, come on Thursday. I went, oh, okay.
And then you couldn't let her down. Accountability.
So I went on the Thursday, and oh my God, I remember it so clearly, and it changed my life. It literally changed my life.
And it absolutely did change your life, because there are photos of you then and there's photos of you now, of which you've now got your own thing that you put out, your Positively Orange, where you show the difference that SBN has made on you.
Yeah.
You are now the size of a mouse. I keep saying a mouse, like a mouse. What am I supposed to say? But you look amazing, like these two in front of us right now as well. And you feel great, right?
Well, yes, and for me, more of it is, I've lost 3.5 stone, so that has made me feel better anyway. I needed to lose it. I was overweight. It wasn't helping my foot recovery. I felt shit about myself. But now I don't go because of weight management or weight loss or anything. It just makes me feel good.
You go for the group, is it?
I go
Yeah.
because it makes you, I don't know, you can't explain the endorphins. You can't explain how good it makes you feel to be healthy as well. You know, it's not just about that endorphins. It's actually, because I encompass the nutrition side that they were offering as well, and changing that just made me a healthier person, a happier person. You know, I've been going for about 2 weeks, and my 12-year-old daughter said to me, since you started going to this place and eating different food, did you like more awake and you seem happier? And that was like 2 weeks ago.
It's like magic.
It is.
But you also, like you just mentioned, do the nutrition, and you do a program that you can join for a month and lose weight with the eating as well. So people can join that, can't they?
Yeah, and it's really just trying to get you on track with eating, so that it's teaching you good habits, so you can take that on forever. It's not a diet. It's just actually, retraining your body and your brain and your habits into positive habits. And we see the most amazing results with our 30-day programs. Like,
it's like you say,
phenomenal.
you do block yourself, don't you? You can make excuses for yourself.
Yeah, we always put, for everything we do, we put excuses in front so that we don't have to face the things that we're fearful about, that we're scared of. And I think, with the food stuff, it's really important to reiterate that it isn't about getting skinny and getting thin. It's about changing your attitude towards food. And the people have been surprised about how much food we make people eat on the programs, because your diet is everything you eat all the time. So you can't go on a diet. You're already on it. You have a diet. So what we're saying is, look at your diet differently. Change your perception of foods. Look at how can you change your relationship to food.
I've got a good friend called Sarah, and she always says to me that bread is the devil. So just stay away from bread, but that's my favourite food. So you learn things like that on your.
We learn something. You can still have bread, but try a different kind of bread.
Rye bread. Is it rye bread? Yeah. See, I'm learning. I'm learning.
It's not about
just got to do it
everything
better.
out.
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about you as people as well. SPN is an amazing place, but it's been developed by you from where you've been in the past. So I just want to say that Jaime used to have her own fashion label, which is phenomenal in itself. Like that's one thing that one person does in a lifetime, let alone then go on and then do this. So you used to do that, and then something happened to you which kind of guided you this way. Do you mind telling us about that?
Yeah, of course. So just as I was sort of wrapping up my fashion business, I had run the company for 10 years and had great success with it. And it was a dream job for me, because I'd always loved fashion as a child and in my teens and stuff. So it was just one of those things. So I just had my third child, and he was 3 months old, and we were in Ibiza on holiday. And my husband and I were going out for lunch, and we were driving, and we got into a really bad car accident. And we were hit from behind, and I herniated 3 discs in my lower spine and was hospitalized in Spain. And they kept trying to convince me to do surgery. And I didn't feel comfortable doing surgery outside of being in the UK. So it put me on loads of drugs, and decided to go home and get a second opinion. So we flew home on a lot of drugs. And I saw a neurologist in London Bridge, and he looked at all my scans, and he said, I don't advise you doing surgery, because what they wanted to do was discectomy, which is taking part of the disc out, but you're going to have a really tough road to recovery. And what I would really recommend is osteophysio and Pilates. So as soon as I could, I started, seeing a Pilates teacher. I was doing osteo 3 times a week. I was doing private Pilates once or twice a week. And within 6 months, I was, able to move again. I mean, up to that point, I couldn't even stand up in the mornings. I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't lift my child out of the cot. I had to get, help to help with a 3-month-old. So it was a really dark time for me, because I've always been really active. Like, I've always been into sports, and, I've always worked out. I've always gone to the gym. So, I had that. Plus, I wasn't able to move, and I wasn't able to do the things that I loved doing. And, I think, I did have a little bit of a period of being quite depressed, because, you realize how debilitating it is.
Yeah.
That you can't, do the things, even washing your hair.
Yeah.
So 6 months later, I went back and saw the consultant again, and he was just like, wow, I just never expected that you'd be moving like this in such a short time. And we both think it was really because of the Pilates, because my core stability had changed so much in the movement of my spine. So I decided that through that experience, I wanted to help people who also had back pain.
Which is a lovely thing to do.
Because I know how debilitating and awful it is. So I spent 2 years studying Pilates in London at Body Control. And it was a struggle because I'm from a creative background. I knew nothing about anatomy. And, I had to spend hours, really studying and because there was loads of exams and the teaching, and it was a completely different field for me. But I was really interested and fascinated because of the recovery that I had through it. So I just started teaching private Pilates from my house, which then led on to tiny little spin classes, because I then discovered cycling, road cycling, indoor cycling, because I was no longer allowed to do anything high impact. So I had to stop things like running and snowboarding and anything that's quite harsh on the spine. And and
it grew word of mouth, right? You didn't even advertise.
No, because I was running it from my house. So I had 4 bikes. I had a couple friends who were like, yeah, please, let's do spin classes. This sounds fun.
Yeah.
And then within 2 weeks, I had 8 bikes, and I had more people, and then I had more people, and then, and it just evolved, and it was all word of mouth. I never advertised anywhere. And I think in the end, when Sarah came on, probably about a year before we then made the move to SPN, we had 400 clients coming to my home.
Which you can imagine the neighbours were
the neighbours were not happy. Which was kind of
and you're like, we need to buy a property somewhere.
I think we've got a business here.
Yeah.
So that's what
you have 400, you suddenly realise that
I don't know the people coming into my home anymore.
It did just escalate.
Snowballed.
It just went.
It was such an exciting thing, because to be honest, all I really intended to do was to do my Pilates, help people, have it, so it worked around my children, and, now we're running a full-blown business again, which is great. I love it, and I'm very passionate.
Well, you're very dedicated, aren't you?
Yeah.
You do it very early in the morning. So you get up woohoo, let's do more exercise. I will get there. I won't say I will get there. And meanwhile, you were doing this in your front room. Sarah was in Hollywood, being a personal trainer to people, right?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
My background is that I was a dancer and a performer and an actor, and so I've always done physical work. And then I'd done a degree as an actor, and I performed, and then I did a secondary degree as a teacher, and I worked at the Brit School. So I had that teaching thing as well, and I loved teaching. And I'd already done a Pilates qualification, because it kind of just goes hand in hand with any dance stuff. And same as Jaime, you just get this, I absolutely loved it, this sort of hunger to learn more about the body and how it works and everything else. And I started having children, so the teaching was kind of not happening so much. And then we moved out to the States. And while I was there, I got a green card, but you can't go and just get a job in a school. And I thought, well, actually, the Pilates stuff, this is when I can start using the fitness side of things. I'm in LA, for goodness sake, of course it's all here.
Where everyone wants to be.
But, it's funny because they all want to work out or look like they're working out, but not necessarily actually do the work. Yeah,
wow.
It was very interesting. But so while I was there, I just went to a couple of studios, and each time I went to a studio to do a class, the instructor would end up coming up to me and saying, "Do you teach? Will you teach for us?" And I was like, okay, this is quite interesting. So I started to teach, and then I started to do more certifications and meet different people, and want to do another certification. So I just started adding on different qualifications as I went through, and I love doing that. I love learning. I don't think you should ever stop doing that. And then we moved across to the east coast of the States, and I started doing the same thing there again. And then when we came back to England and came back to Tunbridge Wells, it was that moment for, do I go back to being a teacher? I've got 3 children, or do I use the fitness stuff? And so I thought, I want to use the fitness stuff. That's the way I want to go. And so I just started doing classes, trying to build myself a business.
And then how did you, because obviously you're on Davina McCall's, you are the lady she describes as the fittest bum in the world. That's inspired her. And you do the DVDs with her. How did that come about?
Well, so sort of in a two-pronged attack, really. So I was in Wagamama one lunchtime with my kids, and she came and she likes Wagamama. She was with her family, and Nell was like, Mum, there's Davina, go and give her your card. So I just had these new business cards made. She was like, go and give her your card. And I was like, no, she's with her family. I don't want to disturb her. She was like, no, you're going to regret it if you don't do it. You've just had the cards done. And I said, look, if her children leave before she does, then I will approach her, because then that's okay. Because my ex-husband's an actor, and he didn't like being approached. So I got it. And then her children left, so I was like, oh God, I've got to go. Oh shit.
But she's one of the loveliest people in the world.
You don't know until you know. So I went over and I was like, I don't want to disturb you, but I just want to give you this. And I'm a fitness instructor, and it's boxing and dancing. And she was like, oh, that sounds really interesting. I didn't know she was already going to Jamie's place, but at this stage, and Jamie and I hadn't even met then. And then kind of the whole thing happened, because then I started working for Sweaty Betty, just doing odd classes. Jamie was doing classes at Sweaty Betty. We heard about each other. We met. You said, come and do some classes at my place, and I did. And then Davina went, oh, I've got your card, and you're here, so I'm going to do your class. And then it happened.
It was all meant to be.
One of those things.
And meanwhile, Sam was looking at Davina on Instagram, and then you went to SPN. And when did you first meet Davina? Did you speak to her?
In one of my classes.
It was, It was in a power class.
And what did you say to her?
The first time I did a couple of classes with her, and then I said to her one day, she was on her own at the end of the class, and I said, can I have a minute? I need to tell you something. And explained to her how I'd read her book and how that had triggered something in me to actually get off my backside and sort myself out, because I had this injury, I'd been suffering from anxiety, and just really needed a kick up the backside, and that's what it gave me. And so I told her this story and how I'd ended up there, and just said, thank you, because you really helped me. And she was so sweet. She cried, and she said, you know what? It's so lovely to hear things like that, And you think that people get stuff like that all the time, but no.
Yeah.
And she's been lovely ever since. And,
yeah. I worked with her for years as her floor manager when she was presenting, and for years she's been saying to me I had to I was saying, I'm so fat, I've got to do something. And then she was trying to encourage me. So when you opened up SPN, I turned out you were both very lovely to me. And then I met you and we went for lunch, and it was all nice. And now I feel like I've come into this a little bit. So thank you for doing my podcast. I just want to quickly say before we end that Positively Orange, you've now wanting to inspire people as well. So tell us quickly about that.
Well, it's just really talking to lots of people, and people seem to be saying to me more and more, it's really helping me. It's really great to hear your story. It's really great to hear that you have come so far. You've suffered from anxiety. You've had illness. You were overweight, injuries, and so it's really nice to see real people that can make a difference, because I think people see fitness instructors and they never believe that they're normal people. They see a finished product.
And we're disproving that fact now, because look at these gorgeous normal people in front of us.
Exactly. But I think people found my story quite relatable.
Yes.
And were asking more and more questions. So I started putting some bits and bobs out on Instagram, and then getting really positive responses from people saying it was really helping them. So really, I'm just trying to encourage other people to realise that they can feel better, because so many people seem to think that, like I was, I can't make the phone call, I'm too fat, I'm too unfit, I'm too anxious, whatever it is. So I just think if I can help a few people to realise that they can, and it is possible, you have to put the work in, and it's not.
And you all do that in buckets.
It's not saying to people, it's fine, just join. You can't just start going to SPN and change overnight. You have got to put the hard work in. But if you do put the work in, it is possible, and it can change your life.
Yeah, It's a lifestyle, right?
It is a
Yeah.
lifestyle, but hopefully what SPN is accomplishing is that you aren't going, oh, I've got to go and do that bloody class. Oh,
Yeah,
I've got
I
to go.
never ever get up in the
It's
morning
about
thinking,
going, oh yeah, I really want to go. I really want to be there. I really want to be part of it. I really want to be involved. And not everyone has got the time or the money to go all the time, and it's just about saying, well, what can you manage, what can you do, what can you achieve.
There is a thing
today?
about yours that it's not like if you pay the gym every month, you can pay as you do your classes, can't you?
Yeah.
So
you can still have your gym membership, wherever, and just come and do a class with us ad hoc. But
if you couldn't afford the gym membership, you could go, this month I can afford a few classes and come along and do it.
Yeah.
So for anybody that really wants to come to SBN, how do they find you online? Is there a website that they can...
Yeah, so they just go to spn.fit.fit, and you create an account, you sign a waiver, and you can buy credits online. So you can buy single, you can buy a block of 5, 10, or 20, or you can do monthly unlimited. So if you're coming to, say, 4 or 5 classes a week, then it's worth doing the monthly unlimited. And you have a period of time, so you have between 3 and 12 months to use your credits. So
which is great.
there's no pressure, And if you can't make a class, we have a 12-hour cancellation policy. So it's accessible to everybody. You don't have to pay a monthly membership to come.
And it's so much fun. You've got a juice bar, haven't you? And it's
smoothies. You can pre-order your smoothies for after class.
So good.
We have retail as well. We're starting to do our own merch.
Yeah.
You're going to take over the world.
That's the plan.
Oh, well, thank you. So I know you're both very busy. All three of you are very busy. So, and you're not doing a class. Have you done a class today?
No. Today was my day off.
And Monday.
Oh my God! I
It's
love
my
that.
off time.
So you see, it just show you can sometimes take a day off too, right?
You have to.
Can we eat donuts now? No! Thank you so much, Lady. Thank you. If you put the work in, it really can change your life. And if you want to know more about these inspirational ladies, check at spn.fit and at positively.orange on Instagram. That's it for now. Love you for listening. And don't forget to show love. Thank you to Ollie Trevors for Saucy Naughty Rubbish and Danny Wright for staying in. Both doing gigs right now, so please check them out. Thank you to Alex McCardle for sound and edits. And please follow us on Instagram, Twitter or Facebook at Show Love UK. And if you want to join the conversation, please join the group Show Love Podcast on Facebook. Thank you.
I'll start it in a minute or two. Lay back in bed, reminisce instead. Let's plan it all in my head. Procrastination, self-stimulation, instant gratification. I'm self-medicating, therapist recommending more meditating, wasted education. I need more admiration, and I don't wanna bother with today. I pretty much missed it anyway. Might as well stay, and I don't wanna bother with today. I pretty much missed it anyway. Might as well stay, I'm staying in. Come dine with me, repeat it on channel 3. I watch it cause I'm feeling hungry. Try and shift the mood, so I order Chinese food. Said fuck it, just keep the change, dude. Finance situation, spent on dedication. Dreams of Wembley Stadium and my name carved in the pavement. And I don't wanna bother with today. I pretty much missed it anyway. Might as well stay, and I don't wanna bother with today. I pretty much much miss